Welcome back to More Sports and Less Levine. And when we have a Browns question, we ask the Browns beat reporter from cleveland.com, Kay Cabot. Kay, appreciate the time. Freddie Kitchens faces the national media here at the Combine. How do you think he did?
You know, I think he did a great job. He had a lot of questions, some of which were controversial, talking about Kareem Hunt and things like that. I thought he did a really nice job. First of all, I think he was prepared for it, and he pulled it off very well. In terms of Kareem Hunt, he really just talked about how he thinks he can do some good in the community. That basically echoes what I wrote in a column recently about the same thing. I do believe that if he can turn this horrible negative into a positive and help other people in the city of Cleveland and in Northeast Ohio, which of course is his hometown, I think some good can come of this.
What else impressed you about with what Freddie Kitchens said today?
Well, you know, he had a lot of sort of newsy, notesy kinds of things on different things in terms of Greg Robinson and how they feel about having Greg Robinson back and how happy he is and how much he helped the team. So I think you can count on Greg Robinson to be a starter. He wants Brashard Perriman back. He doesn't want Duke Johnson to be a wide receiver. He wants to keep him as a running back. Of course, he talked about Baker Mayfield, and he's totally fine with Baker's off-the-field, off-season pursuits, doing commercials and, doing the late show and those sorts of things. He wanted him to get away from football and relax a little bit.
Anything that surprised you that you heard here in day one of the Combine from media availability?
No, nothing that really surprised me. I did get a chance to talk to Andy Reid today, the Kansas City Chiefs coach, a little bit about Kareem Hunt, and he had very positive things to say about the fact that he thinks that Kareem Hunt is in good hands with John Dorsey, who knows him very well. I asked him, is Tyreek Hill, who is the receiver for Kansas City, a good example for how someone can come back from this and kind of get their life turned around? And he said yes, that Tyreek's done all the right things and does set a good example for him. So these were some of the things.
How excited are you at what the Browns are building? We've talked to some of the national people, and they're excited. We know Cleveland's excited. You've been through a lot with this team. How excited are you where the Browns sit right now?
Well, you know what? I'm excited for the fans. I'm excited for Cleveland. Everywhere I go, even yesterday I met somebody that, lives in Cincinnati, and they were here, and they were like, oh, I've been a Browns fan all my life. I mean, I get that everywhere I go now. Everybody feels like the Browns are on the right track, and I think that's an important thing. Oh, there's another important thing that happened today that I thought was interesting. I already wrote a little post about it, and that was Kevin Colbert, the Steelers GM, said that he has not eliminated anybody from the Antonio Brown sweepstakes. So that could get interesting, especially because Giants GM Dave Gettleman sort of made it sound like he was not going to trade Odell Beckham Jr. Of course, I don't know if the Browns would be interested in trading for Antonio, but it is very interesting that they would consider it.
Were you surprised at all? Freddie Kitchens was asked, do you feel the need to get a name wide receiver, a big name? Were you surprised at all at his response?
No, not at all. He said, hey, we don't need a big name anything to power anything. And he said, I'm not a big name. So, no, he's really not about that sort of thing. And we, of course, will ask John Dorsey more about that as the week goes on.
What are some of the things that you're looking forward to as this Combine week goes on? What do you want to see, and what do you think the Browns really want to see?
Well, I think they're looking at almost every position. They're not in a situation right now where they are forced to take a quarterback or any other position. They even left tackle. I think heading into this offseason, a lot of people thought, well, maybe they have to go out and get that left tackle, and they're not pressured to do that anymore, of course, because they do have Greg Robinson under contract for another year. But they can look at the best defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the defensive ends, linebackers, you name it, and it's an open book for them here.
Kay Cabot, as always, we appreciate the time. You can read her every day in the Plain Dealer. Kay Cabot, cleveland.com's Browns beat reporter.